Welcome to homework.
Alrighty, so in this question, we're asked to basically describe the difference between intensive and extensive properties and decide with these four that we have given here, what is intensive and what is extensive. So when you break it down, the definition of an extensive property versus an intensive property is, does it matter how much of the substance there is? If it does, then that is an extensive property. If it does not, that means it's an intensive property. So that seems a little far out there. I think the best way to do this is just go through these examples and then talk through each one. So for this first one, we have mass right here, right? So does the mass of something depend on how much of it there is the question. And that's a very weird way to kind of word that. But yes, if I have a huge block of ice, for example, it's going to weigh more than just a single ice cube. So that means that this must be an extensive property. And I'm just going to write EXT because I don't really want to write the whole extensive word. All right, so the next one is density, right? Does density depend on how much of the substance there is? So the answer to that is no. The density of a substance is constant for that substance no matter what. So which means this is an intensive, or I'm just going to write INT, int. The volume. Now this one obviously does depend on how much of something there is. You know, the volume of a single cup of water is obviously less than the volume of all of the water in the ocean. So in this case, this must be extensive. And lastly, the melting point. Melting point is another, like density, of those properties that does not depend on how much of something there is. I used the example of a chunk of ice earlier. I'm going to use that again. If I had a chunk of ice, it's still going to start melting at the same time as if I had a single ice cube. The only difference is how fast or slow it's going to melt. But the melting point is going to stay exactly the same. So this, again, is intensive.